It does look good. Is it
Thank
which
you.
one is it? The teriyaki?
I think it's honey and soy.
Oh, I was eyeing that up.
It does look good.
It does look good.
Game begin.
So hello. I was going to introduce myself, but we actually already know each other.
Yes.
But I just want to talk to you a little bit around your role as a previous apprentice and how that's helped you be successful in a new role that I know you've just started. So what scheme were you on previously, and can you tell me a little bit around the roles that you did?
Absolutely. So I'm Hannah. I'm on the Chartered Management Degree Apprenticeship scheme, and that's a 4-year degree apprenticeship in BT Business, and you do 4 one-year rotations across different areas of business. So my first year I was in sales, and then I was in project management, and then I was in HR, and then I ended up in product management. And I've been really lucky because in those 4 roles, I've had about 6 managers.
Oh wow.
And they've all role modelled what great leadership looks like. And being able to draw on these 6 role models and the role models that BT puts in front of you day to day through the people networks, through collaborating with different teams, I'm able to pick all these good qualities and kind of funnel them through myself to, advertise apprenticeships and make the people around me feel more inclusive. Mm-hmm. And that's been a really big highlight for me. I didn't think I'd get that opportunity. I've had an absolute blast and I've enjoyed every single second of it.
4 years can sound like such a long time when you're first joining, but can you just explain to me a little bit around how fast that's gone, and also a little bit more around the university side of things? So I know that you spoke about the degree element. How has your degree linked with those 4 amazing roles that you've done?
For 4 years to do all that, I'm not going to lie, it can feel like a bit of a slog sometimes, right? Because you're juggling work, you're juggling school. I'm also a carer, right? So I'm juggling my caring responsibilities. And it's a bit of a natural selection thing, right? You've got to develop the skills to manage your time and manage yourself in order to balance all that. And then finally, after 4 bleeding years, you get your degree, you get your apprenticeship, you get your full-time role, and it does pay off. The degree element is really interesting, right? Because compared to a normal, traditional university degree, everything you learn and the assignments and the coursework and the modules and all the lectures you do, they ask you to investigate your workplace. So, for example, if an essay, an assignment brief tells me to look at digital leadership in BT, well, we have a digital unit, but we also work digitally. We sell digital things. There are so many different ways I can look into that through my workplace. Whereas if I was in university, I'd just be, oh, that book says that guy
Thinking
says
about
that
theory
says that. Yeah.
rather than hands-on experience, I guess.
Exactly. I can tell you a lot about how digital leadership works at BT and how it can be improved as well as a result of that assignment. I wouldn't have been able to do that at university.
So we've spoken a little bit around your learning development at a university standpoint, but what kind of learning and development does BT offer an apprentice?
BT is a really interesting organisation when it comes to professional development, because they have something called My Campus, which is the big learning hub for all of BT, all the tens of thousands of employees. And so you can build like a skills profile, or so skills that you have or skills that you want to have, and it'll use some fancy AI algorithm to tailor learning suited to you. So if I'm changing roles every year, I'm updating my skills every year, and that's vital. And My Campus can show me the right learning for me. I think in my first year, I did a little like Excel course, because you need Excel to do everything.
Yeah.
Unfortunately. But then there's also more informal routes, right? So I can seek out a mentor through the mentorship hub, or just informally by reaching out to someone, and they can teach me the more soft skills, right?
Yeah.
And that's really important to me because I'm autistic, so I sometimes miss out on social cues, or I have to think really hard about what someone means in order to pick up the nuance, right?
Yeah.
Whereas running scenarios with like through a mentor or a manager or just a trusted colleague, I can kind of pick it apart in a safe place and go, oh, that's what was supposed to happen. So next time, if that happens again, I will understand first time.
Yeah. It's just the learning journey, really, isn't it? And I know that you
Exactly.
just touched on kind of like mentorship and managers. How well do you think BT colleagues do in supporting apprentices? Do you think they're really open to it, or is it sometimes a little bit of a battle?
To be really, really honest, and I think this isn't a BT thing, I think it's a thing you'll find in any organisation, it depends on the individual's perception of apprenticeships. So the way my apprenticeship works is managers will request an apprentice in their team. So innately they are interested in having somebody to develop. However, if somehow you end up in a role where they didn't ask for an apprentice, they're probably not going to be as interested in developing you, and it just makes you have to be a bit more resilient and find that development yourself.
Yeah.
Which I think is also okay, right? I mean, I've been very lucky in that I've had managers, colleagues, buddies, mentors, people in the cohort above me who have actively reached out to support me, and that's helped me get this far. Because, you know, I've mentioned time management, I've mentioned organising yourself, but most importantly, leaning on the people who actually want to help you and kind of swallow your pride and go, I'm going to take that.
Yeah.
That's so important.
You were at university, you were also working a full-time role, and you're also a carer. How did you go about juggling your work-life balance with all those different opportunities?
That's a really good question. I think work-life balance is probably the biggest, not barrier, because it's not something that stops you, but it's something you have to consider when applying for an apprenticeship. You are studying, you are working, then you've got your life as well, and like me, you've got care and responsibilities. So if I know I'm working 9:30 till 5:30 and I'm working from home one day, that means I've got quite a lot of time where I don't have to travel.
Yeah.
And so taking advantage of BT's flexible working policies and the passport I have as a carer, you know, I'll use that travel time to prepare food or do some stuff for my mum. And then on days where I do have to travel to the office, I can prepare for that beforehand.
Yeah.
So basically being given autonomy by BT actually helps you manage your time. You have to say to yourself, I'm going to study this amount of time on this day, whether I like it or not, or else I'm going to fail my course.
Yeah.
That's how I position it to myself. It's a lot of work. You are switched on for most of the day. It's just being really honest with yourself about what you can do and what you can't do, because a lot of people will say, oh, you've started doing an apprenticeship or you've started doing a grad scheme, say yes to everything. And you can at the start, but that's not always going to be sustainable.
Yeah.
So you have to learn through trial and error. And even though that's frustrating, that's just okay.
And is there anything that you did prior to joining the apprenticeship scheme to help you manage your time a little better, or is it kind of just trial and error?
Ooh, I took a gap year before I did my apprenticeship. So I knew I wanted to do a degree apprenticeship simply because I enjoy that, you know, that level of academia. So I did my A-levels in order to prepare for my degree apprenticeship. And then I actually thought, okay, I won't take a gap year. I'll apply for apprenticeships and just go straight into one. However, I got rejected from the ones I applied to, all of them.
Yeah.
I worked at Mackey's, and frankly, they ground me into the ground and almost killed me, and that really taught me how to manage my time, right?
Made you into a burger.
Yeah, I'm not the beef you want to have in your burgers. So, you know, I'm working 13-hour shifts at Mackey's. My mum needs me, my family need me, I need me, and so I did my trial and error a bit before I started at BT.
Yeah.
But that was a really good opportunity for me to kind of take some time out to earn money, learn what awful management looks like, and then also go to therapy and kind of manage myself better before starting my apprenticeship the year afterwards.
And on your course, you are a rotational apprentice, so you move around each year. That can sound a little bit daunting, can't it? The constant change each year. Different managers, different roles. Sometimes you feel like you've gotten established in a role and then a year's gone by and you've moved role. How did you kind of cope with that, or how did you prepare yourself to constantly go through change?
I knew that I wanted to do a job that enables people to do their jobs better. And by being rotational, you get to pick up the transferable skills that let you to do that, right? So I went in with that mindset. And then each year, I think about 8 months in, I became really good at my job. So like you say, I was like, oh no, don't let me go, I'm finally being useful.
Yeah.
But then you've got to ask yourself, right? If I somehow miraculously stayed in a certain role, what additional value could I get out of that? A lot of the time the answer is not much really.
Yeah.
And frankly, change is just scary, isn't it?
Yeah.
And so I think the message that I feel myself like coming out with, or in answer to all your questions, is you have to know yourself.
Yeah.
If you know you're not good with change, what can you actually do to make it easy for yourself to transition? Is it micromanaging your calendar? Is it getting as much information as you can ahead of time? Is it connecting with as many people as you can in the next rotation before you join, that kind of thing? And it's managing your own expectations and probably, if possible, having a safe space to express your emotions as well.
I know that you mentioned that you're part of a lot of networks that kind of support well-being and support people. How has that helped you develop into a well-rounded professional? I know that you spent some time in HR as well. So how did all of the extracurricular that you do in like the networks help you with your day-to-day role?
So BT is really good in that they give us all these extracurricular opportunities. I have tried my hand at a lot of different things. I've been part of the Gender Equality Network, where I picked up comm skills. I've been part of the Able To Network, where I've learned better how to navigate BT's resources that are out there to help people. And now oh, thank you very much. Oh my goodness. Let's pause filming, I'll just dig into this. And then I kind of settled on actually running my own inclusion team, because we're not all the same person, and being able to understand each other and where we come from and having a safe space to do that is so important. For me, that's the most important thing, making people feel safe.
How has your salary progressed now that you're an apprenticeship leaver? So just kind of for a little bit of context, a lot of apprenticeships at BT, they have kind of increases year on year. Obviously, once you roll off, each role the salary is different. How has that changed for you now that you've rolled off?
Most of my earnings go to maintaining me and my mum and my dad, just trying to be alive, right? And so when I was originally looking at the salaries for the various apprenticeships I applied for, it was one of the strongest things that, one of the strongest considerations. And I actually got accepted to a higher paying apprenticeship. However, unlike BT, they didn't offer yearly pay rises.
Right.
And that really attracted me, because I suppose the premise is showing that as you progress through your apprenticeship, you add more value to the organisation and therefore you get paid more, right? I think that's a nice model. Instead of being on the same pay from beginning to end, it's rewarding you for working hard. However, I am also money hungry. So when I considered, the pay that my manager was offering me, it was a pay rise, and it was a pay rise that she fought to get in a financial landscape that isn't favourable to any organisation right now.
Yeah.
So I grabbed it. I said, thank you very much. Thank you for fighting for that pay rise. Give me some more in the future.
Keep me at the top of the list.
Yes.
Well, best of luck to you in your new role, and thank you for sharing a little bit about your apprenticeship journey.
Thank you. Bada bing, bada boom, apprenticeships.
Game over.